Good morning. This is Howie trying to help you win with money. Today is the end of the week, October 17th, and this video is going to be a little bit longer because I will show you my weekly results. I grab everything from my brokerage company, paste it in the spreadsheet, pivot all my data. So stay tuned and see what happens. The market ended the week okay. You can see it was green for the Dow and the S&P. Nasdaq is down, but I believe it was an up week, so it was pretty good. You can see some of the holdings. Most of them, they're green. I mean, there's some red ones. So let me show you what happened today. Let's go into trusty ETrade, and I have it here. And the first thing I do is I don't like copying the expirations first. So what I do is I wait for these things to get processed, and then I paste it into my trusty spreadsheet, which you guys know about, and I track all my trades that way. So let's do that. We're going to go here. We're going to grab the data, and let me see if I got them all. Oh, you know what? Let me just check. Oh yeah, so that looks like all the trades here. Let me paste. Oh, I didn't do it right. Okay, I just pasted the Visa, the expiration from this one. Hang on, a few more. Okay, I just pasted the expiration in. So that's what it looks like. So now I have to fix all this unformatted data, and then I go through this manually because I know what trades I did. At least you know it's me, right? So let me just fix some of these formattings that I have. Okay, so that's done. I can hide all these were Q4, right? Hang on a second. I don't really care, right? I always do puts, and then I just copy and paste. The call should already be right, but let's double check. And they look good. I gotta fix the ticker symbols, so that takes a little bit longer, so I'm gonna pause it. Okay, I just changed the font. I fixed these here, and the next thing I gotta fix is for everything that I did recently, I gotta make sure, you see these are all the unformatted ones with the, I can tell I pasted those in. So I just have to make sure I fix it and put the right, my pivot tables require these. So I know I did, that's a cover call. I own, these are cover, I rolled these. So that's what these were, rolling, cover call, I rolled. Intel was, if I recall correctly, I was moving it out because it was hitting close to my short call, and EA was a cover call. Visa, I believe I created a new one on Visa, and it was also an iron condor, and I believe that was the one where I collected $255 if I want to. Huh, that's interesting. According to my spreadsheet here, it says 279. So I'm not sure, but I think maybe it just doesn't factor in the fees because I do pay 50 cents per contract. I do have to fix some of these ticker symbols here. So let me just scroll up, make sure none of these tickers are the wrong tickers. So you see I track them all so you can pivot on this stuff. So these look good, all the formulas looking good here. Sometimes the formulas don't work depending on the position or the size. So I think everything looks good. Okay, so anyway, let me show you my results. So I scroll, whoops, I hit the wrong key. Okay, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see what's happening. I just go here, hit the refresh, and there you go. And that makes sense because the Visa was $255 on its own. And if you double click it, you should see all the, right, here you go. I can see what activities I did. I did a lot of new cover calls, and that's where that comes from. So these are all real data in a pivot table, real trades. And if you sort this by month, I break it down by my months so you can sort of see the strategy by month, and breaks it up by which strategy you're doing. My This looks wrong, by the way. This, I have to look at that. Um, anyway, let me pause it. Let me look at it. Okay, I think I fixed it now. So hit the refresh button, open it up. You see this number here? This looks better. Before it was showing something weird, and I needed to remember how ETrade changed the formatting, and there's something that was weird. So I just had to make sure I check all of this, fix that. This number now matches. I checked for the month of October. I put a filter here, and if you look at the summation, I sum it all up, and you see how they tie. So this is a good way for me to double check all my data. And so now that I know it ties and that my formatting is good, I can put everything back to normal. I don't like how my fonts are not all the same, but I can fix all that next time. Here you go. So all this is good. Fixed it. Nothing wrong here. The monthly data is right now. Same problem. Now that it looks fixed, the refresh looks better. Okay, these look better now. So what I use this for is to tell me which underlying works well for me and which one doesn't. And then you can see the pattern. So you can see here Bristol Myers does really well, right? I can expect to make 500 bucks a quarter. Some of them are not really that well. And so I try to track historic. I took a bet here, made a wrong move. Obviously, I took a bet here. DocuSign, MasterCard, S&P, I got burned. But doesn't mean S&P is bad, right? I played a little bit riskier, got burned, and it's okay. Visa has been, it's going to steadily increase, I believe. And so this is my data. As you can see, by breaking out the data, I can see what strategy works for me. I can see how much money or how much money you're losing based on each strategy and based on each holding. And that's the whole purpose of doing it this way. And not every quarter is the same performance. So I track everything. And hopefully what you can learn is this, no matter which strategy you like, make sure you pick something that works for your style and your thinking. I love cover calls, and I can consistently make money in cover calls. I like dividends, so I like to collect dividends, and I'm testing certain things out, right? My long and short are not so good, and I can see that historically, but I'm trying to layer in multiple strategies. So most of my strategies are non-directional or pretty neutral, but I wanted to try some long or shorts and try to take some directional bet. But I manage those. I try to layer that with a neutral strategy so that even if I lose on a directional bet, I would like my non-directional or my neutral strategies to sort of pay for the cost of it. So I did that with Intel. Intel, I spent $200 on an Intel long call, and it's in the money now, and I'm up about 20 or 30%, but it's not a lot of money. I made 70, 80 bucks, but I created an iron condor around it to pay for it. And so those are the things that I'm testing out to see if I can layer multiple strategies together. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I do have some things to manage for next week. I still have to figure out how to get out of my Square and my Xilinx. Xilinx I'm already done. I converted an iron condor into a iron butterfly, which everybody knows iron butterflies are like really difficult for the price to end where you want. But Xilinx, because of the merger news, it blew way past my iron condor. It went past. It just shot up. So what I wanted to do was I closed one side of it, moved it all the way, like I said, collected a huge premium, but not big enough to cover the loss. So I'll still lose money. The other securities up here, these look like they're all going to do fine. SPYs are really good. They're far away from right. They're far away from the put or the call side, so we're really good. Visa looks really good. Intel's interesting play. Like I said, I am playing for a little bit of a bullish run. There is an earnings call. PC sales have been rocketing. Everybody knows that. So Intel will do really well. And I think they just, whoops, I think they're just going to rock it. They had a bad earnings last time. And I don't recall exactly what happened. I think earnings was good, but the market didn't like it. And so you see it trended up. So I bought a long call to play this earnings release. I think earnings is sometimes this week. Which one is this one? Hang on, that's Apple. Intel is the 22nd. So you can see that. 22nd is on a Thursday. And so this is an interesting play. I do think, I don't know, will it go to 60? And I don't really care about that. My long call, my strike price is at a $52. So I was hoping it goes up a few more bucks, maybe 56, 57. I can make some money there. And back to my spreadsheet. So this just helps me see what I need to do and what other positions when I want to close and open, and I try to manage all of them here. It's a lot easier than looking at my actual brokerage statement. I can see what positions I have. I have all these other stuff to help me decide what I need to do. I keep track of the premiums. I actually don't keep track of the cost of rolling and profits and all that good stuff. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be making some educational videos, but I will continue to keep track of my trades. But most traders don't do is they all boast about how much money they make. They never show you live trades or losing trades. So here you go. I copy my data every day from ETrade into my spreadsheet, and you can see, I mean, how many traders do you know have, right? Now that don't mean I have 4,000 trades. Some trades have 4 legs, some stuff are rolling, but you can see this is clearly easily over 1,000 trades I have. And so I track all my trades, and I can win 80-90% of the time, somewhere between there. I have losers just like everybody else. In September was a horrible month, but I put my trades out there and the videos show it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. I always teach, if you can make $1 on anything you do, that adds up. If you can move that up to $10, you just tenfold your productivity, right? And the last step of that is if you can tenfold it again and make $100. So I do that. I try to do that in 3 or 4 different ways. Option is just one way. I try to make more than $10 a day in dividends, right? You try to make more than. So if you use this concept of making profit a little bit adds up, that's what I do. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more content coming soon. If you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe, and hope you have a profitable week next week.